Hi guys, quick update for the YouTube side of things. It's the 8th of August 2021. Before I start, subscribe to the channel if you want to have a look through some of the older videos that are all here. And if you want to join the masterclass, it's all here as well. It's FF10 free, 10% discount code, discounted prices. The reviews have been very good. I will upload some trailer videos onto the Facebook page, the Financial Freedom Facebook page. You can find the link here. And if you want to join the group, then that's on this link here. Really good reviews as you would expect, and they're all pretty much brand new videos up to an hour long for each module. At some point I suppose I may break it down into smaller chunks and then sell each module, so each section separately, but obviously the cheapest way to purchase it is going to be buying the whole thing at once. If you want to pay via crypto, you can message me through the Facebook page, or if you want to just get in touch generally, message me through the Facebook page. Now, on the last video, we said there was going to be a squeeze, and we got it. We knew something was going to happen around this full moon. We've now gone into a new moon and potentially in a bit of a downtrend. Now, on the last video, I said we're still in some kind of bear market, but the way this has moved, and as long as it stays above 42,000, I think there's actually a chance we could go higher. Now, what is the count? Well, I take back the WXY, given how it's moved, purely from a price action and volume perspective, this is looking very bullish. So short term, sure, over the next few days, there might be a pullback to the monthly open, and we'll go there in a minute. But anything that retraces past the 50, that's really the line, the point of no return if you're still bearish, 47k. Anything above that, you have to say we're going to run up to these highs. Now, it's been a very confusing count. The only count that I can make sense of is if we completely discard everything prior to March 2020. So if we just completely discard any of this bear market here, this ABC truncation here, and we start an impulsive count from here, then it makes sense. In which case, this gets you a new high, probably this year. I would say anywhere from 86,000 to 92,000. If we go to the algorithmic target, we could very well see 100,000. So this is now my primary count. Anything more bearish than that, that goes down. Now, to have full knowledge of where this market is going, you need to know fundamentals, cryptography, and technicals. There's no one on the planet who's very good at all three. Obviously, my forte is technicals, but when you're wrong, or when you have more of a bearish lean, you need to get out of the way very quickly, else the bull run's going to get away from you. That's just how this market moves. So I would say first target 86,000, second target 92,000, and this is the count. The reason this has been very confusing is everyone was running that as a 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, purely in terms of time, that can't be the count because this 4 is not relative to this 2. So you have to just say all of this was an ABC truncation into here. And that is basically what we now think is going on. Now, at the end of the day, whether you're bullish or bearish long term, still the call was the right call that we were going to get some kind of squeeze coming out of it. There were way too many shorts trapped. You never want to short, shorting is hard at the best of times, especially with the S&P doing what it's doing and the Nasdaq. But the fact that it's broken above this range, if it can stay above this pivot level of 42k, it can easily make a run towards the next target here, and eventually it's going to make a move towards these highs. So all of this bear market correction, and it was a bear market, it depends how you look at it, that is a bear market. A bear market is a 20% decline from the recent high. So obviously it was a bear market. But now we're in a bull market because it's 20% from the recent lows. So depends how you look at it. Multiple bull and bear markets are getting made all over the place. I think we can get a run to those higher targets before the end of the year. Now, the Bitcoin dominance is what's really interesting. That is still trending higher. So the video that I did in the group today suggests that we are going to go higher here. I've seen a count which says that this goes lower, but to me, that's some kind of A. That's an ABCB. Now, at least we're going to go to the mid-range of this entire move. So I've got a target here of basically we're going to get to 50 minimum. And we could even attack these pivot levels here. Maybe 57. Okay? So when Bitcoin is going up and the dominance is going up, you want to be holding Bitcoin. You don't really want to be holding altcoins now. The altcoins are now going to bleed, I would say, over the next couple of months up until, let's say, October, November time. Then we may very well get a bit of an altcoin season. Sure, short term, there might be a bit of this going on. Ultimately, this is still an uptrend. When the dominance goes up and Bitcoin goes down, you want to be holding Tether. Tether was a very good thing to be holding since the crash down. But over the last 4 weeks or so, the way it's moved past 42k, I don't think it's coming back down to 30k anytime soon. And of course, the major bullish move for the dominance is just we copy this. But I don't think something like that's going to happen. I mean, that sort of gets us towards 82 on the dominance. I mean, that's going to be terrible for the altcoins. But certainly over the next 12 weeks or so, we can still expect this to go higher. If you notice, the dominance can print 5 monthly candles in a row of bullishness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can easily get another couple of months of bullishness. Well, that's the rest of August and September, maybe into October. So right now, the play is to hold Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if we copy the exact same count on Ethereum, well, that basically means that, once again, we're completely discarding all of this, because this has been the confusing bit. The confusing, well, I mean, that wasn't confusing at all. I was calling for a 90% crash and we got it. From here to here, this is the confusing bit. So we'll just discard all of this as an ABC truncation. Start the impulse from here. Well, if you then start this is the 1, this is the 2, that's the 3, that's the 4. That gets you a target of, I believe, 8,600. Let's call it 8,000 to be safe. The targets on the video today, I forget exactly what it is, somewhere between 8,500 and 8,600. Either way, we're at least going to 3x from here, maybe 2.5x at the current prices, okay? So right now, drawing random horizontal lines aren't really going to help you anymore. That's only useful in a bear market. You trade a bear market and you invest in a bullish bull market. The bull market is now back on, basically. And once again, it was very clearly a big crash down. You know, how can anyone worth their salt hold through a 60% correction? But once again, like Bitcoin, it's just gone straight past the obvious area of resistance. You know, you short previous support and you close your position at the obvious area of stops. There's obviously stops accumulating above here, but it's just consolidating, which means it's easily going to run past up to these highs. So this is now a hold once again, or a jump back in before it gets away from you sort of thing. Like I said, 8,500, 8,600, call it 8k to be safe. It could very well go to 9,000. I'm sure there's a target which gets us towards 10,000, but we are running this wave 5 relative to where we think the wave 1 is. I expect this to occur now before the end of the year. That's now my primary count. The Bitcoin futures also are now on the same level. We're discarding everything from here, and this is the one. Once again, that gets you towards 86,000, okay? The confusing part was obviously that was the 1, 2, 1, 2, but if you take that away, it's actually not so confusing. So, couple of interesting things here that's happened with Bitcoin. You know, I don't see any bearish count now. To state the obvious, what would make me change that opinion? Well, first of all, if it comes back and stabilizes below 42k, that's very bearish. And at any time ever it breaks down below 30k, that's very, very bullish. But 3 consecutive poor lows that don't get challenged, that is a sign of a short squeeze as well as a bull market once again. So we're back bullish on Bitcoin now. And, well, do you trade this market or do you invest this market? Well, that initially was a trade. We were thinking that was an ABC truncate, a 3-wave into here, WXY into here. It was now going to do this, but I can't see this happening now. I can't see this happening. There's nice volume coming in, and there's no volume up here too, which means it can easily start running back up again towards these higher targets. I mean, there's not a lot of volume up here, so by the time it gets down to 52k, well, then at what point do you call that the low is in? So right now, the opinion has changed. We're no longer bearish, we're now bullish, which is great. So this market's going to go higher. So we have GBTC. Now this can also, I believe the target here is going to be 76. this can make a run towards 76. Once again, we're running that as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're looking bullish on this market again. It's interesting to have a look at the correlations between Bitcoin and the stock market. I mean, they were decorrelated for quite some time, and now they're probably going to run in some kind of correlation once again. So it's going to be interesting to see that. If you notice, say, on the weekly chart, completely decorrelated since, well, June. It's been at least a couple of months, and it's been downtrending. We're now expecting the correlation to increase once again. And to state the obvious, we're still very much bullish on the stock market. Nothing really has changed there. We're very much in a wave 3. Where in a wave 3, you have very, very shallow pullbacks, 38.2, 23.6s, and it just continues on going and going and going. You know, we're nowhere near a top, basically. We're nowhere near a top. This can easily get to 5k, 5,500. Now, there's reason to believe something may happen in October, but we're in August right now, so I'm expecting this to continue to go higher. Finally, if we have a look at the total market cap, I believe the target here is going to be up here somewhere. $4.6 trillion. Once again, we are discarding all of this as an ABC truncation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The way this has moved, this is no longer a WXY potential coming back down again. That's just not going to happen. It's just way too bullish. There's too much volume coming in to this market, and clearly they want to get this higher. They want to take over gold, basically. I believe gold's sitting at about $6 trillion. What a headline that makes. Total crypto takes over the total market cap of gold. I mean, what is gold doing now? I mean, no one's really looked at this other than Peter Schiff for the last couple of years. Yeah, I mean, that may as well just, yeah, I don't think anyone really cares. Let's not even waste our time. It's a dying asset. In many ways, it's not really producing any return at all. It's supposed to be a hedge against inflation, and it clearly isn't. So, anyway, $4.6 trillion. So, the game plan here is for the rest of this month and September to hold Bitcoin and Ethereum mainly, because Ethereum really isn't an altcoin, is it? It's more like a pseudo altcoin. It moves with Bitcoin, and it's moving higher towards its wave 5 target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna push higher there. Like I said, between 8 to 9,000. I believe it was 8,600 is the target. Obviously, Digibyte's very correlated towards Bitcoin, as is Litecoin. The problem is, it's not a time to be holding altcoins because the dominance is going up. So I fully expect all of these altcoins to continue to bleed. When we get the headline Bitcoin 80k, 90k, that'll be a good time to convert Bitcoin into the chosen altcoins, ready for quite possibly a very big altcoin season. Because when the dominance goes down and Bitcoin goes sideways, like we got at 20k, the good old days, we do expect an altcoin season. Like we got here, we had a good 7 weeks there. Here, notice the dominance went down, Bitcoin dominance went down, but Bitcoin went sideways. Now, after 80k, 90k, possibly 100k, I mean, I don't like to use 100k here. The Fibonacci targets are 86 and 92. Maybe we then get this. Maybe we then get the big sell-off. So, 82k, 92k. Sorry, it was 86k, wasn't it? That's what I said. Once again, I've done these exact targets today. So we have the exact targets of where we think this is going to top. Okay, no good waiting at 100k. It never gets there. 92k, it sells off 85%. So around about 80k to be safe, 85, 90k, we're looking at then having some kind of fractal related to this. Now, if that really is a 1, 2, 3, 4, fine. That'll be a 1, 2, but this third isn't over. Then we could get a large 4. Then we could get a large 5. Okay? Quite possibly. But then that's going to be a very, very long wave 4. But the way this has moved up, this cannot be relative to this wave 2. And that looks way too corrective. So if it's not a WXY ABC, it has to be an ABC truncation into here. So really, this has been the confusing bit the whole time. This bit. So if you start the impulse from here, it's a wave 4. Now, what happens after 86k, 92k? That's not really too relevant right now. Right now, the trend is up. The bull market's back on. Altcoins, I believe, are going to bleed against their BTC pairings, but there will be an altcoin season, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. So the safest play here is probably Ethereum and Bitcoin, and they're going to make new highs, and probably this year. Come October, November time, things are going to get very, very interesting. Anyway, I'll wrap it up there. Like I said, check out all of the previous videos, all the calls that we've made, and check out the Financial Freedom Masterclass if you want to. FF10 weekly discount for the next couple of weeks or so, and then that's going to run out. So 10% discount off the Masterclass. If you want to join the group, you know what to do. And we'll catch you guys soon. Good luck in what you're doing, and hopefully we'll try and get some more updates out over the next couple of weeks.